Guys, welcome to Wednesday. So today it is a B day, which means we are in English. Today you are going to go over rules 5 and 6 regarding commas. You've already covered the first 4. I would say about 2 of the first 4 are very simple. The other 2 not being too tough, but a little bit more difficult. So today, to start class, we're going to go over rule 5 and 6, and then we'll move on from there. So rule 5, I just pulled up right here. Okay, so it's all about using a comma after introductory adverbs. Anytime that you have an adverb, adverbs typically end in ly, but not always, there must be a comma when starting a sentence. So your examples are, finally, I went running. Finally is your adverb, and since you're starting the sentence with an adverb, that makes an introductory adverb, you need a comma after finally. The next one is, unsurprisingly, comma, I saw a duck when I went running. Again, unsurprisingly, at ending in ly is an adverb. It starts your sentence making an introductory adverb, so you always have to have the comma following before the remainder of your sentence. Notice the remainder of your sentence is an independent clause. So without that introductory adverb, it could still stand on its own. So you have to always have an introductory adverb followed by an independent clause. Many adverbs, like I said, end in ly and answer the questions how. Okay, so it pretty much how did they feel when they saw the duck when they were running? They were unsurprised. Adverbs do not end in ly, like when or while, usually introduce a dependent clause, which rule number 2 covered. So make sure you keep that in mind. If you have a dependent clause, you have to have an independent clause as well. So that's rule 5. Pretty simple rule. Okay, literally just putting commas after an introductory adverb. Rule 6. Maybe, there we go. You're going to use a comma when attributing quotes. So this one gets a little more confusing just because it's a matter of correctly placing the quotes in the punctuation where they should go. If the attribution comes before the quote, you're going to place the comma outside of the quotation marks. So that sentence right there means that the attribution, so it's attributing that the runner said it. So the runner said, that's your attribution. Your comma goes outside of your quotation marks right after the word said. Then you will have a space, and then your quotation marks, your statement, your period, and then your quotation marks again. However, if the attribution comes after the quote, it's a little bit different. So it says, quotation marks, I saw a duck. Then you're not going to have a period because the period is going to go at the end of your attribution. You're going to have a comma right there after I saw a duck. And you'll have more quotation marks. Lowercase s on said, the runner, which is your attribution, and a period. You have to make sure you know how to do this correctly. You will have a worksheet to do following these slides. And I'll go over quotations and how to correctly use them. It's on Teams, but it will look like this. Okay, so the first thing you're going to do is add your quotation marks and commas where they're needed by rewriting the sentence. So make sure you rewrite it. And again, remember, it has to do with attribution. So where is the attribution happening? That will tell you how your punctuation should look. Okay, then the second one, rewrite the sentences and insert the commas where needed. So the quotations are there for you. Now you just need to insert your commas. The last one is a create your own sentence. So be creative there. And then rule 5, you're going to just create 5 sentences using rule 5 and turn those into teams. Once this is done, you're actually going to move on then to a short story writing assignment. This is all regarding comma rules 1 through 6. You are going to create a 1 to 2 page story typed, meaning it's 3 to 5 paragraphs. It needs to be double spaced, size 12 font, and in Times New Roman. It must have a beginning, a middle, and an end. It has to have correct punctuation and spelling. A plot and a setting must have at least 2 characters because you do have to have dialogue in order to use rule 6. You will use each rule 1 through 6 3 times each. In order to keep track of this, there is this attachment on Teams where it has rule 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6 right here. And this is where you actually type in the sentence, the quote, whichever it is that applies to that rule, to ensure that you have all three. Okay? Once you do that, okay, you are going to also go into your paper and highlight specific things. So back here on Plan Book, if you look down, where am I at here? Wrong week. Thought. So if you look down here, it'll tell you how to highlight each rule. So rule 1 is yellow, rule 2 is light orange, 3 is light blue, 4 is light green, 5 is light purple, and 6 is light gray. You must make sure this information is highlighted within your paper if you want credit for those rules. This is due on Friday by midnight, okay? You have to turn in this chart and the completed paper by Friday at midnight. Make sure you have both. Again, you will not get credit if this is not filled out, if your information is not highlighted in your paper. So make sure you are following directions. If I were you, when you're listening to this video, maybe go back and write down what the requirements are for the paper. You will also be doing the same thing on Friday. Okay, so Friday you're finishing your paper. So if you finish it on Thursday, go ahead and turn it in. Finish it today and turn it in, that's fine. However, just know that on Friday in class, we will also be working on these papers. So if you're ahead, good job. If not, make sure it's turned in by Friday at midnight. If you have any questions, please let me know, and see you soon.